In this video, I'm going to show you how the NPMS app can be used and how I use it in the field. It is important to note that in order to use the app, you need to have registered on the NPMS website first. You will also need to have your square allocated to yourself and have entered or created your survey plots on the website. This app is for entering your plant or habitat data while still in the field, saving you time and energy stuck in front of a computer when you could be outside enjoying the countryside. Here is how the app looks on your phone. Remember to log in. Right, let's look at some of the features. Under Info, I can select Training Mode, which is one of our new features. Under the About section, I can read about the scheme. Here I can also find links. The first one is a link to the website page about how to get started. So we can just read it down there, and there's the link. And it takes us directly to the website, and it'll tell us all about how to get involved. The one called Brief Overview takes you to a PDF flow diagram, which can be useful to look at or show somebody about the scheme. There is even a link for the support email address to get in touch directly with me. Right, let's go back. Under Resources, there are links to other useful apps, plant ID apps like Flora Incognita. This will take you to the App Store to download it if you don't have it already. There are also grid reference apps to help you locate your plots. Again, this will take you to the App Store. Another really useful app link is Irecord. This useful link is here if you want to record species from other taxa groups like butterflies, fungus or bryophytes. In the Help section, you will find instructions on using the app and keys to the symbols and buttons. You can read this if you feel like you're having any troubles in using the app. To enter your data in the field, you'll want to click on the back arrow here. Then select Plus or Add Survey and choose which level you are recording at. Then choose the habitat, for example, broadleaf woodland. Then the fine habitat, for example, dry deciduous woodland. Next, you'll want to start entering species. Click on Add Species. When you begin typing the species name, it should appear as an option below. You can also add a photo, either by taking it or choosing one from your gallery. You can type the common or the Latin name, and don't forget to select the domain value. If a species isn't appearing, it might be because the name you are using isn't recognised. Now you have your list of species. You'll want to make sure you've entered your plot name or number in the location. You can view your PDF of your monad here too. Next, enter the date. Now you need to start entering the additional information. First, you have the management options. Select all of these that apply, or write in the additional information. Then you need to add in the grazing level if relevant. Then how wooded is the plot? Next, vegetation height. All these options replicate the paper and website-based survey forms, so you should simply be repeating what you have done before. Now for bare soil. Bare rock or gravel. Litter, not crisp packets of course, but leaf litter. And finally, mosses and lichens. Now you are ready to send off your data. I'm still on training mode, so don't forget to turn that off before you send it. Once it says sent, you will see a little paper aeroplane symbol next to it showing that you have sent the data off. At this point, you can share your survey on social media if you wish by clicking on Share. You can then choose the social media platform, for example Twitter, which automatically allocates a hashtag and pre-populates the tweet for you, ready to send off, and then you can share it with everyone. I'm now going to show you how I actually use the app in the field. For this one, I've chosen dry deciduous woodland from the broad scale broadleafed woodland.
And I'm going to start by doing it at wildflower level first of all. So I've selected wildflower level after I've selected everything else, and I'm going to go into broadleaf woodland, hedges and scrub. And then I'm going to select my fine habitat as dry deciduous woodland. I then would put my location in, and the date's already populated, and so's my name, so I don't have to put those in. And now I go in for species. So I've got my app open and it's ready for me to put in the species. So for example, I'll have my list with me and I can see what the wildflower species are for this habitat type that I need to recognise. So I know in front of me I've got a hazel stand here, and hazel is included. So I've got hazel here, so I'm going to select hazel. One of the next things it gets me to do is to select how many are in my plot. So I'm going to have a look around, imagining that I've obviously got my boundaries all marked out nicely. So I've got this one here, I've got this one that's just inside the plot here, and I've got another one there, and another one over there. Oh, so let's think. I think we're probably looking in my plot, I mean always an estimation, but we've got more than 1 to 2 individuals, probably slightly more than several individuals. So I'm going to probably say we've got about 5 to 10% hazel for this one. And now we have the option to put in another species. So what else have we got here? Now I can see we've got a species of violet down here. Now at this point I would then walk around the whole of my plot and try and work out how much violet I've got. I've already had a quick look round, and to be honest it gets a lot thicker over there, and little plants like violets can't really cope with so much over there, so I think we're mostly only along this edge line. So we're going to have just a quick look around. Got some more violet down here, quite a bit over here in fact, just dotted about. So I'm probably going to say that it's almost a similar amount to the hazel really. So I'm going to start putting in the Latin for this one, Viola, and it's a combination of Reichenbachia and Riviana between early and common dog. So I might say about the same, 5 to 10%. Here in my plot I can see I have got some sweet woodruff here. You can see the little white flowers here. And when I look around, there's a good amount of it just in this corner. So first thing I'm going to do is look up sweet woodruff. Look, and as I type, there it is, and I can select on it. And now I just need to try and work out how much I think. And I'm probably going to go with slightly less than the rest of it, so 1 to 4% there. And there you go, you can see it's already started to make a note of the species that I've got. Right, so now that I've got my species, I'm now going to want to do some of the additional information here. So the first thing it wants to know is about management. Probably going to leave management blank because I wouldn't say this particular plot is actually managed. Grazing, again, there isn't any, so I don't need to put it. Woody cover, so let's have a look. There's woodland canopy here, so I'm going to select that one. Vegetation height, so remember we're not including the woodland in this. So less than or equal to 10 centimetres. This is where it might be helpful to get down to the level here where we think we're looking for that sort of thing. One of the other things it wants to know is about whether there's any bare soil, bare rock, litter, mosses or lichens. So I know that we've got quite a lot of litter here. I mean, it's not only litter, but I would say it's a good percentage. Probably going to say this one. And mosses and lichens, well, as you can see, we have got some mosses here. Can't see much evidence of many lichens here. I mean, there is some on the trees, but not a huge amount. So probably if we go in here, I might say 1 to 4% for that one. Possibly not. You can go in and change it if you need to. Bare soil, again, not really very much bare soil at all. I'd say 1 to 4%. There's some patches where the the leaf litter's slightly cleared. And that's all our additional information. And now I want to take my plot photo. So I'm standing in the southwest corner here, and I'm going to want to get access to the camera, so I'm saying allow. And I'm just going to take the picture from the same point. I might do it in landscape actually. Make sure I'm the right angle. And there we go. I've got my plot photo as well. The other thing you'll notice on here is with the species, I can go back in, and if I wanted to take a picture of the woodruff here, I've got that option as well. So I can simply choose camera, get back in here. This is very useful for anybody verifying it. And there we go. I can take my picture.
Now you're ready to send off your data. Don't forget to turn it off training mode and then submit. So you can download the app from both the Apple Store and the Android Store. Enjoy!